So share the story, because a lot of people, even though we've talked about it in previous podcasts, they may not know the story of the bathroom epiphany.
Well, the bathroom epiphany was this. Basically, I was in a lot of pain. My body felt dilapidated. Inside, even though I had an abundance of the Word of God in me, and I did have almost like a silent joy for God and a silent love and affection for Him, there was still a part of me just clenching my jaws and having white knuckle grip of just trying to get through pain. And I wasn't doing well.
So there was a disconnect between what was happening in your inner man and what you had happening in your body.
That's correct, Sharice. There was a total disconnect. So when I got out of the shower one day, I looked in the mirror. And even though I was many pounds overweight, and I know you're just going to scream out the number 75. You've done it on previous podcasts.
Did it before I had to, so good job.
Okay.
There were two Gordons in that mirror.
There were two Gordons. But for me, what was daunting is when I looked at my eyes. It was like it was empty and void of love. I was just holding on to cope with pain.
They were kind of like just two black holes,
Right.
in a way.
I was at the bottom, and I'd been at the bottom for many, many years. And even though I was doing the best to exist and trying to do the best with the kids and different things that I could help with the business, I was struggling. And so when I looked in the mirror on that morning, okay, what I did is I realized I was at the bottom. I realized in order to really live, we're basically reconciled to the will of God. And even though I knew I was reconciled to the will of God.
Did you feel outside of His will when you were looking at yourself?
I didn't, but I felt like this. I felt like I was so full of knowledge.
And food.
And food. And thank you, Sharice. But I had heard so much from the Spirit of God. I had heard so much from God, from the Lord Himself through His Word. There was a part that was missing in walking out my faith. It's hearing and not doing. And after years and years and years, I got to the point of saying, I need to move in a doing posture.
And this was in 2006.
This was 2006. So when I was looking in the mirror, I dropped my towel and I looked in the mirror and I said, Lord, I know you're here. I have to have an honest relationship with you. I need that false self, that part that believes I'm okay. I need to just trust you. And by the power of confession, okay, that's the next thing I want people to realize. By the power of confession, I have nothing to hide. I want to share it all. You already know how many hairs are on the top of my head at any given time. You know that I'm going to shed so many skin cells and have new skin that takes over our body within 5 to 7 years. You already know the 70,000 thoughts that are running through my body every day, my brain and my spirit and everything else. You already know this, Lord. So I looked in the mirror and said, Lord, by the power of confession, because of God's grace in my life that came from the cross, Lord, I am sorry that I am a fat pig. And I've used those words for my time with God. It was raw honesty with Him. I am not discrediting, nor am I insensitive to others who are morbidly obese or who have had thyroid problems or who have perhaps had struggles with having weight loss. Okay, this is not about body shaming. This was my time of confession. Okay? And for most of us to even get to that point, especially those who suffer from chronic pain, this lowly condition, this time in which we have confession, this is a time when we're starting over again.
100%.
Okay? And people, you're leaving your Egypt of comfort. your Egypt of stability and security, and your know-how of your existence, even if it's with chronic pain. And this is the time that you're going to be moving into the promised land of enduring hope.